it with music, beautiful music. Hello, I'm Fred Miller, and this is yet another lecture in song. And before we go into fashion, style, and glamour in American popular music, a little bit about me. I was born in Albuquerque, had a wonderful classical teacher, loved classical music, loved grand opera. And then right on my 13th birthday, the day I turned into a teenager, the Beatles conveniently arrived right on cue. And then I was drawn into the world of the great rock songs of the 60s, all that. My classical music stayed with me, of course, all as well, but I was into the whole thing. That went on through high school, and then the summer after I graduated from high school, a friend showed me an article about a big rock festival taking place in upstate New York, and I looked at the lineup and I said, oh, we've got to go. And so the two of us, up for an adventure, hitchhiked most of the way from New Mexico to the Woodstock Festival. They even managed to show up very prominently in the poster there, squeezing out my sleeping bag. That was it for rock music. I think I sensed that it was never going to get much better than that, and it was pretty fantastic, I must say. I was due to go to college that fall, went very briefly, left, went around the country a little bit in my VW Bug, and then finally settled in Greenwich Village, and at some point somebody gave me an album of Ella Fitzgerald singing Cole Porter. That is it. The world of Gershwin, Porter, Kern, Rogers, Berlin, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, Ethel Merman, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, what they call now the Great American Songbook. I came up with the idea of a lecture in song. Each one would be a profile of a great personality or some aspect of American popular song. This would be my way of living in this music and performing it and presenting it. I started with, just performers and songwriters, 2 categories, and then it just expanded into 7 categories, and now 75 different lectures in song, each one described in detail at fredmillermusic.com. This program is a novelty, that's the category, and it's called Lovely to Look At, Fashion, Style, and Glamour in American Popular Song. Let the music tell the story. Clothes must play a part to light an eye, to win a heart. They say a gown can almost speak. If it is chic, should you select the right effect you cannot miss, you may be sure he will tell you this. Lovely to look at, delightful to know, and heaven to kiss. A combination like this is quite my most impossible scheme come true. Imagine finding a dream like you. You're lovely to look at, it's thrilling to hold you terribly tight. For we're together, the moon is new, and oh, it's lovely to look at you tonight. Well, my story here starts with some very fortunate thing that happened to me, very good fortune indeed. I got to meet an actress that I had long admired. Her name was Teresa Wright. Her peak of her career really is in the 1940s. She did a number of films for William Wyler, The Little Foxes, won an Academy Award for Mrs. Miniver, and then the best of them all, I think, was Best Years of Our Lives in 1946. And I was typical, fan. I had, God, this is Teresa Wright in front of me, and I was gushing how much I admired those women in those films that she portrayed. And she looked at me, kind of rolling her eyes, probably thinking, oh, God. And she just said, just an image. I think she was probably tired of being romanticized, and she'd been through the whole Hollywood mill. I think it was pretty tough. It was a tough profession, very tough. Those of us on the outside look in and think, oh, how marvelous must be that part of that. Well, I was really complimenting her as a creator, just as much as I'd compliment somebody about a beautiful painting they'd done or some beautiful music that they'd made. She was the creator of those girls, unique girls on screen. What creations Hollywood and Broadway brought us in those days. Image, illusion, romance, magic. They didn't call it the Dream Factory for nothing. The operative words were style, class, glamour, fashion, and, of course, clothes, makeup, jewels, hair, everything did play a part. If it was just an image, my goodness, but what an image indeed. Cary Grant himself said, I wish I could be Cary Grant. Doesn't that say it all? Some people dress 'cause they dress when they dress, but you only dress to get dressed. It's only a hunch, but I bet you a bunch you wear suspenders, a belt, and a vest. From the tip of your toes to your head, you look like an unmade bed. You've either got or you haven't got style. You've got it, you stand out a mile. A flower's not a flower if it's wilted. A hat's not a hat till it's tilted. You've either got or you haven't got class. It draws you the applause of the masses. When you wear lapel like the swellest of swell, you can pass any mirror and smile. You've either got or you haven't got style.